This is Andrew, and I'm happy to welcome you back to the channel. In this video, Larry will demonstrate how to fix a delicious hearty vegetable beef and barley soup in the Dash Mini Rice Cooker. The recipe is easy and very rewarding. Now, let's join him in the kitchen.
Hello everybody and welcome to my show. Today on Larry Under Pressure, we're fixing a meal that unusually uses two different appliances. I get requests all the time for recipes using the Dash appliances. In this recipe, we're going to use two Dash appliances, but you really only have to use the one, which is the Dash Mini Rice Cooker. That's the primary appliance that we're going to use in this dish. We're also going to use the Dash Mini Grill, and we're going to use it to brown the beef, because what we're making, as you heard at the beginning of this video, is vegetable beef with barley soup in the Dash Mini Rice Cooker. There are two or three good things about this recipe. Number one, it doesn't make so much that you have it laying around for days and days. Number two, it's real easy and quick to fix. And number three, you can fix it anytime you want a good hot bowl of soup. And it doesn't take that long and doesn't take all that many resources. So let's get started. First of all, in my test on this recipe, I've tried cooking the beef in the rice cooker to get it browned, and it really doesn't work well in this rice cooker. There's a way, but it just doesn't work that well, so we're not even going to talk about it. I do have a rice cooker that has a sear saute function, and that works great. You can put it in there and heat it up and brown it and then continue on to the soup. But this doesn't do that. So what we're going to do is take the right approach and use the Dash Mini Grill. The grill is the one with the grill marks on the inside of it. And I've preheated it, and of course when it comes on, the light's blue. When the blue light goes off, it means that it's preheated and ready to cook. So what I'm going to do, I've gotten some top round steak. It's just a cheap piece of meat, and I've cut the big round steak up into smaller pieces, as you can see here. They're just bite-sized pieces, and we're going to go ahead and put but before we do that, now let's go ahead and put them on there, and then we'll put the salt and pepper. We're going to put them on the grill and spread them out so they'll be ready to brown. I mean, a big pot of soup that it's going to pick, and here I'm sizzling. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to use my go-to, the Pit Beast coarse salt and pepper, and I have a link to it in the information below, just as I do for the rice cooker and all of the Dash Mini devices. So, got the meat in there, the salt and pepper. We're going to close it down and let it cook for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then come back and flip it over. This beef has been cooking now for approximately 4.5 minutes. Let's take a look. That looks great. We're not going to have to turn it over at all, because it was enough in contact with the top to cook and get it cooked to a nice brown crisp. And remember, this is going to cook enough in the soup to certainly be safe to eat. But the reason we're doing it in the grill is to get it browned, and it adds a big dimension of flavor to it. So we're going to take it out of the grill and put it in the mini rice cooker and get ready to put in our vegetables and our barley and go on with the cook. Let's get it in there. That ought to be a lot of real good bites of beef in the soup. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour in about 2 cups of beef broth. And I don't use the ones that you buy in the cartons, but what I use, as many of you know, is the Corrington Farms beef-based seasoning that I get on the internet, actually on Amazon. And now I'm going to pour in 2 cups into the pot. And we may have to add a little bit more after it cooks down a bit, because especially since I'm putting barley in it, that will absorb quite a bit of the moisture. Let me say right up front too, the barley is certainly optional. You don't have to put it in. I just like the taste of barley. So what I'm putting in is carrots, and I have some mini potatoes that I've chopped into fourths. And I'm going to put those in. And then I have 3 baby carrots that I've cut up and a stalk of celery. And we're going to put all that in there so that it can cook along with the meat in the beef broth. And then we're going to put the barley. And what I'm using is pearl barley. And you can buy it at the grocery store. I've got about 1.5 tablespoons here. And it looks like almost looks like just little grains. And we'll pour that in there. Again, perfectly optional. If you don't like barley or don't want to fool with it, that's fine too. I just like the little bit of flavor it gives and the way it feels when you chew it. So we've got all that in the pot. And when you first plug in the pot, of course it always goes to keep warm. I'm going to push the lever down, which will send it to the cook mode, and that'll get it good and hot and actually boil that soup. So we're going to let that boil for a little while, and then we'll come back and check on it. This soup's been cooking now for about 20 minutes, and you can see it's boiling nicely. And one good thing about this soup is it doesn't froth up and spew all out of the bowl the way many rice dishes in these rice cookers. So let's open it up and give it a little stir. It's smelling good. Oh, and in the interest of being right up front with all of you, I did feel like it was a little bit too full with the 2 cups of broth I put in it. So I removed about 1/3 of a cup, 1/3 to 1/2 cup of broth from it and put it aside in a bowl to add back in if we need it. So I just thought I'd let you know that. Okay, it looks like it's going really well. Put it back on. Another little tip, the little vent hole, make sure you put it away from where you pick it up, because the steam coming out of it will burn your hand. I've had it happen to me several times. Okay, we've stirred it up. We're going to let it cook on a little bit, and we'll check back on it in about another 20 minutes. We're at the 45-minute mark. Let's take a look. Yeah, the moisture is cooking in a little bit. Remember, with the rice cooker too, as long as there's an ample amount of liquid in here, it won't turn off. It'll stay in the cooking mode. So this is looking really, really good. The barley is the main thing I'm concerned about with the cook, and they look like they're about 3/4 of the way done. So let's let it cook on a little bit. We're going to let it cook through to the 1 hour mark, and we'll check it at that time. This has been simmering in the Dash mini rice cooker now for about an hour, and it smells and looks done. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's just beautiful. Let me taste one of the carrots, and if the carrot is soft and chewy and done, then the soup's done. So, oh yeah. Perfect. Let's plate it up. I'll plate it up and we'll give it a taste and we'll be done. We'll turn the rice cooker to keep warm. Remove the lid, and let's go ahead and dish up a little bit of this for a taste test. Some of the broth, some of the potatoes, some of everything in there. We'll just put a little so it will cool quickly. It'll fix a couple helpings, and on a cold, windy, rainy day like it is today up here on the top of the mountain in Birmingham, this is such a great comfort food, and one that's easy to fix, doesn't take very long, and sure does make you warm all over. Let's first taste a piece of the meat and see how it's done. Very good. It's soft. potatoes and celery. Ooh, hot. Real good. It's delicious. We've done a great job, and I appreciate you visiting. It's always nice to host so many great people who subscribe to the channel as well as people who are visiting. If you're getting helpful remarks and tips out of my videos, please consider subscribing. You can click on the little red box at the lower right hand side of your screen and subscribe, or you can go to the information below this video and click on more, and there'll be a recipe as well as Amazon purchase links for purchasing items that we use on the channel, including the ones that have been used in this video, which would be the Dash rice cooker as well as the Dash grill, and also some of the seasonings that we use. Again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care now.
Once again, we thank you for joining us in our video. If you have questions or comments you'd like to make, please use the comments section below to do that. Larry tries to respond to all comments within a couple of days. I hope you've enjoyed the video and will have the opportunity to try this recipe yourself in the next few cold days. Wishing you happy cooking. Take care.